everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Music Podcast. Once again, thank you to my subscribers. You are my bread and butter. I so appreciate you. If you are not a subscriber, please consider hitting that button so I can continue to bring you great guests. I have Miss Holly West with me today. Holly is the bassist for the national touring act Led Zeppelin tribute, Zepparella. She is also the bassist and vocalist for Dead Groove Band, which we're going to talk about today, a three-piece stoner rock power trio from Los Angeles. We'll talk about that description too. In August of 2024, Dead Groove signed a deal with Cleopatra Records, and they are all set to release brand new music. The EP is called Rubicon, and we will see its release on March 21st. Holly's here to give us all the details. Holly, it's great to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you did a very good job of giving all the details, really.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to have you on Cleopatra. It's a great label.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really is. So many great things come from that label, and have for many, many years.
yeah. I'm sure you've got some back there somewhere, right?
I'm sure. Yeah, I've been doing this for a little while, and
Yeah.
they've been around for a little while, so
Hmm.
it's a great, nice, secure, trusting kind of label.
Yeah.
So that's great. Um, you got a new record. It's a three-song EP. It's
Yeah.
called Rubicon.
Rubicon.
I heard these songs. They're dynamite, dead groove, spot on. What you guys do.
Thank you.
The only disappointing thing is there's only two original songs.
I know, I know.
So let me ask you about it. You got two original songs and a Motorhead cover, which by default is always great. Ace of Spades. Um, you've also released a live version of the Book of the Dead, which is from the first record, of course.
Yeah.
Uh, that's great too.
Uh-huh.
Will we see more original
Thank
music
you.
coming soon?
Yeah, yeah. This record is kind of what the title says, the Rubicon. We're crossing the point of no return, and we'll be releasing new music in our kind of polished style later in the year, I'm sure, or at least by next year. I mean, that's the idea, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. We know drummer Fred Chink,
Yep.
uh, graphic designer, working A&R for
Hmm.
Cleopatra too. Uh,
Hmm.
Aside from Dead Groove, he's with Bullet Boys and Kings of Thrash
Yep.
with David Ellison, of course, Power Flow, Fractures. Uh,
Yep.
busy guy. But I look
Yeah.
at the cover. I look at the cover for this Rubicon,
Yeah.
and it's
I could show
spectacular.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, it's here.
look at that thing. Wow. It is spectacular.
So this is the flower of death.
Wow.
So I wanted it to be really colorful, and when he chose the colors, I thought it was really, really nice. But it's like, the opening of the flower of death and it's like in the clouds. Um,
Wow.
and just really, really
Just
pretty.
stunning.
And then the back side, we have the three of us, same color scheme.
Yeah. And the
Um,
eyes, and it reminds me of
yeah.
the AI video for the last
Uh-huh.
uh,
And then yeah, it kind of all goes together. Like our first record, this one, the original,
mhm.
has the spaceship, and then when you open this one, it has the spaceship, and on the bottom is the flower of death.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
then on the back, we have the lyrics for the two original songs.
Just awesome. Just
Yeah.
awesome. It's a nice package. Of course, available deadgroupband.com. Um,
And Cleopatra
and
as well.
and Cleopatra, of course. Yeah, and it's just stunning artwork.
Thank you.
That was the first, that's the first thing I saw. So I was like, wow.
Oh,
Just
great.
it makes you want to grab it and, hear what that artwork sounds like. And I'm an old
Yeah,
school guy.
yeah,
So, the artwork with the music kind of works together for me. So,
absolutely. It does for us too.
yeah, I appreciate that for sure. Because, so much now in the digital age, I'm streaming something. I got no artwork. I got no details, no liner notes, no, it's the
Mhm.
song, which can be great, but it's not the full package. This is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
It's about the
cool.
journey.
Yeah, totally, totally. You recorded the first album in Peru,
Uh-huh.
mixed in Costa Rica. You had Mayor Applebaum, who's
Hmm.
all over everything these days
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everywhere, which is great because he mastered. He is a master. Um,
Uh-huh.
did
Master
you?
of mastering.
He is just something else. Did you follow that same formula for these?
Almost. We did go to Peru. We actually wrote and recorded it there. That's why there's only two songs, is because we did a writing session and then went straight into the studio and recorded. Um, but when we had it mixed, it was actually mixed here by a guy named Charlie. Uh, let me see, is it Whitmore? Charlie Waymeyer, and at Ultimate Studios. And actually his studio is, if you're an Office fan, do you watch The
I
Office?
have. I don't regularly, no, but
So where they actually filmed The Office, his
nice.
studio is on the same street.
Okay.
So it's very interesting to go to the studio because you think like you know where you are. It's really
Right,
fun.
right.
Um, but we actually wanted to mix it with, instead of mixing it over the phone like we did last time,
Right.
we wanted to be there and mix it and have it someone mix it, with us. So he was our mixing engineer, but Mauer was the mastering as well. So almost the same formula, but we it was kind of a short and sweet kind of thing.
Yeah. Now you say you did a writing session and then
Hmm.
went in to record it.
Yeah.
Uh, so wait a minute. You started from scratch,
Yep. These
wrote
two songs.
these two
Yeah.
songs all in the same day?
I mean the same week.
Same.
Yeah.
Wow. Incredible. Because they're great songs. I mean, they're
Thank
just
you.
really solid. They sound so polished and
Yeah.
really worked.
Thank you.
That's a short amount of time to do songs like that. Well, that quality. It's
Yeah.
really
That's why there's only two.
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. And that's just it. It's you want quality.
Mhm.
It takes a lot of work,
Mhm.
and usually time.
Yeah.
But you guys got that done in a short amount of time, and it's great quality stuff. So
Thank you.
very cool. Um, yeah, Mayor Applebaum, just it shows through. I think
Yeah.
just got a press release for the new Phil X record, and he's
Mhm.
on that as well. So
Yeah.
everything I open up, I see his name. So, uh,
Yeah.
it's real quality sound.
Yeah.
It's sonically
Yeah.
beautiful too.
He's a great guy too. If you ever get, have you ever met him?
No, I have not.
No, he's a really nice guy, and he's like a music encyclopedia.
Yeah.
He just blows my mind.
And that, I'm sure that helps with his work.
Hmm.
To really hone in on what you guys do. And let's talk about that. I said a three-piece stoner rock power trio.
Hmm.
That's, I feel that sums it up. I mean, you guys do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But, and I love saying stoner rock. And
Yeah.
it makes me feel that Sabbath
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And you have that. So is that, that's accurate, would you say?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say that's pretty accurate. That's kind of what we've been, uh, marketing ourselves on.
Mhm.
Um, the rock industry. and the genres are so vast. It's kind of like if you say you're rock and roll, it's hard to pinpoint what kind of rock and roll because there's so many different types now.
There really is.
Um, and we're definitely not like indie style. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess comes from independent, and I think it kind of morphed into something else.
Right. It
But
really did. Yeah.
like soft rock, I guess, or
It's
soft rock.
changed over the years for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But we wanted to be heavier, a little sludgy, but also keep that bluesy tone and bluesy feel.
Yeah.
Some of our songs are kind of bluesy progressions.
Hmm.
So uh, we don't really want to be metal. I'm not much of that's not my territory. Fred is more into the metal stuff, I think.
Yes, he is.
But for Caesar and I, we're much more into like Alice in Chains, kind of Soundgarden kind of thing like that. Um, Fred is too, but he's he's done a lot more metal, I think, than the both of us have.
Right.
So to keep that line to where we all feel like we're doing things to make ourselves happy
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
it's just better to be, I think, on that rock and roll, that sludgier rock and roll stoner rock style.
Yeah. And that's really like Fred does so many things. And he gets to explore his instrument. uh that's an awesome thing. But it's a lot of reason the people do solo albums is because they get to do something that might not fit into the
Right.
day job kind of thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Your normal every your bread and butter band.
Yeah.
So it's great when you can have something, if this is a tad bit different than what you're used to doing. It's great that you can satisfy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Really cool. What are the biggest differences with these two new songs as opposed to the self-titled record? Are there differences? When you went into
Yeah.
write, did you say to yourself, we did this on the first record, I don't really want to do that, or we want to let's do more of X or whatever? Was there anything like that when you were writing these?
Yeah, we wanted it to be a little bit more up tempo, exciting.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, the riffs. It kind of all starts with Caesar. Caesar has a riff idea, and then Fred will come in with drums, and then the bass just kind of figures out what to do in between there. Um, but as far as vocally, I always it just anything that comes to mind. I think we've talked before about how I've been writing for a long time, so I can listen to music and then it just comes out of me. So um,
And you wrote the
lyric,
lyrics for these, right?
yeah, yeah, lyrics and the melodies. So the lyrics and the melodies just kind of come. But
It's a
as
gift.
far as yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
um, but as far as the music, a little bit more of a polished feel
Hmm.
from what we had before.
Yeah, I
Is
was
kind
gonna.
of what we were going for.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that because in the press release it says Fred said a more polished iteration of Dead Group's signature sound. Uh,
Sure.
so yeah, that's polished through the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is. It was hard to pinpoint. When I heard it, I said this has it's a little brighter, a little catchier, if
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
A little brighter for sure.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I'm preparing another interview, and
Uh-huh.
I watched this band's latest video, and I see that it's directed by somebody named Holly West, and I
Oh
thought
yeah? Who,
that can't be the
who is
same
that?
Holly West.
Who
Uh,
is that?
Fractures.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, fractures. Yeah.
Blackheart Serenade, and I didn't
Yeah.
know at the time that Fred was the drummer,
Oh, okay,
also
great.
for Fractures. So that just opened up. Now, I am talking to Travis on
Oh, wonderful.
Thursday. So,
Wonderful.
uh,
Tell him I
so
said
it,
hi.
it really is really cool. So you
Yeah.
directed that, which is an
Uh-huh.
amazing thing.
Mhm.
And last time we were together, we talked about the videos for Dead Groove.
Mhm.
Have you been to any rock quarries lately?
Not lately.
That was fun. So you direct this thing.
Yeah.
Obviously great at it.
Thank you.
Is that something that you see yourself doing more of? Maybe
Yeah,
for other bands.
actually, well, in for Cleopatra, I am one of their video directors.
Okay.
So Fred runs their art department, and I'm like one of his, I'm basically his assistant in a lot of things, but I do a lot of video producing for them and directing for them. We're actually going to be taking artists out in a couple weeks out in the desert to do another desert kind of shoot. We did the cactus video
Oh, cool.
with
Carmine?
Doug Carmine, yeah, with
Yeah.
Doug Pinnick and Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
We did that video. I've done a lot of lyric videos for Cleopatra. A lot of really cool stuff. So yeah, it's one of my professions for sure.
Fantastic. Yeah, I just had Ted on the show and talking about the Cactus record. So
Nuge.
yeah. I wish I would have known that before. I would have asked him about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that had to be fun. He's a blast.
Yeah. Well, we didn't actually work with Carmine or Ted Nugent. We worked with Doug, who's the sweetest person on earth.
Yeah.
Um, and but we did the green screen and we did all the editing and all of the prompting for the video and stuff. So
Cool.
still,
Yeah.
yeah,
Cactus record, another good one. For
yeah, on Cleopatra.
Yes, absolutely. Like I say, they got a whole host of great records there. Uh,
Yeah.
you recorded a solo album, Mokita,
Uh-huh.
in
Makita.
2017. We talked
Hmm.
about that last time as well, and you mentioned that you had, because I asked you about doing another one,
Uh-huh.
as an outlet, like we were
Yeah.
saying, and you spoke about some acoustic things that
Mhm.
you have written.
Yeah.
Are we any closer to that? Maybe have you
Yeah.
thought about
Yeah,
putting those
not
out? I
really.
know you're busy. I know you're busy.
Yeah, I haven't really done much acoustic stuff in the past year, to be honest. We've had this kind of turnover of record companies, so we've been focused more on that and getting this record out there. Um, Kind of why the name is Rubicon is, so that get we had to get past a lot of things that, when bands first get together and first do things, and if it doesn't work out the right way, and you have to get past that. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm more focused on Dead Grooves than my solo stuff right now.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Each time you're
Thank
on,
you.
I'm gonna ask you about
Thank you.
it. um, will we see more video? I suppose we'll see videos on these two tracks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. We are projected to release a video for The Damned, which is on the new record, the day that it comes out.
cool.
So we'll be recording that really soon.
Yeah. Awesome.
um, with Vinny from Fractures.
Cool. Cool.
Vinny's actually one of our videographers that we hire a lot.
Yeah, he's got Marvoso, right?
Yeah,
His own
Narvosa
company.
Media.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah,
awesome.
He was our videographer for the Cactus video, and then all of our Dead Groove video, or not all of our Dead Groove, the Book of the Dead video.
Okay, yeah, which has just come out, which is really cool,
That's
right?
the live version.
The live version, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The other one came out a few years ago.
And I wanted to ask you
The
about
Rock
that.
Quarry.
Yeah, 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 yeah. um, and I'll link to our last interview so people can catch up on the Rock Quarry story.
Yeah.
Um, but you have the live video. It's from Peru, which is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I don't know how to say it in Spanish, but it's Sergeant Pepper's basically
Okay, okay.
in English.
Yeah, I saw Sargento something. And
Yeah,
so
Sergeant. So, how do you say how do you say pepper in Spanish?
I'm not sure.
Redness.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and it's great to see you guys play live.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
but I wanted to ask you about the studio session video for the Book of the Dead. Um, you're all in the same room, which I'm an old school guy. I love to see that.
Hmm.
Because yeah, I mean, people make records
Uh-huh.
by email now,
Uh-huh.
or,
Yeah.
they send tracks. And it only makes sense. I get that. Um, but all in the same room in this session video, I so enjoy watching that. And
Yeah, that was a live show. That
oh,
was one of our first shows down there.
yeah, is that the studio that you recorded the record?
No, that's not
Okay.
a studio, it's a show.
Well, but do you have
Oh, the studio.
the
There are
studio session Book of the Dead video came out a year before, I think.
the black and white one. Is
It
it
might
black
be
and white?
black and white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we do have some studio session. I think we had Bad Friend.
Right, right, right.
Um, we may have done the Book of the Dead, but no, we that was a separate thing. We were just wanting to get some content and do some live video. So we hired a videographer to come in and record us while we did the session there.
Yeah.
Um, we we try to do as much as we can when we get to Peru because it's hard enough to get down there.
Yeah.
But to get everybody together while we have to also hang out with family and make family time and stuff, it gets kind of difficult. So we try to do as much as we can in our sessions down there.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I say, it's cool to watch. You guys doing your thing in the studio, because we don't get to see that anymore. And
Yeah,
this kind of doesn't happen too much.
yeah,
So it's cool.
yeah,
You've got a big record release show
yeah.
scheduled with King's X.
Yes, I have tickets right
Incredible.
here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. At the whiskey. Uh,
Yeah,
that's like a dream gig for me. Having
yeah,
to the whiskey, here in Chicago. So, over the years, I've heard about the whiskey so much. So, uh,
yeah.
playing with King's X, it's gotta be great. Is Caesar flying in to play that show? Will you have a stand-in?
We'll have a stand-in.
Okay,
It's still obviously difficult to get him here from Peru.
right.
Basically, you have to apply for a certain type of visa,
Yeah,
and you have to show a certain amount of money and a certain amount of this and that and whatever. And so
yeah.
it's very
Very, very
difficult.
difficult.
It's
Yeah,
difficult to do it the right way. And so we've hired Jake Fawn, and Jake has played with David Lee Roth, Winger. He now plays in Bullet Boys with Fred.
awesome.
Jake's awesome. We love Jake. He's an English guy, great guitar player. We had him on our tour, the last day of our tour in Dallas. We had him come and play that show, and he did great.
Yeah,
So he's going to be back with us for our North American shows until we get Caesar here. So we'll be playing, yeah, with King's X. It's always great to open for them. And now that I'm friends with Doug, it's even cooler, right?
Right, for sure.
Actually, what's really cool is my first show ever fronting my own band. I opened for King's X when I put
Oh,
out Mokita.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and it
cool.
was on my birthday in
Oh,
two
that,
thousand eighteen.
that's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
then like a month later, no, 2 weeks later, I got the call for Zepparella. Yeah, so it was a really exciting time of my life
Yeah.
when that happened. And I remember Doug complimented me on my voice, and I was just floored and just thought that was great. And since then, we've become friends out here in California, and he remembers me and he remembers my voice and everything. So it's going to be an exciting show, and he's going to be able to hear the new stuff. And it's we're hoping maybe he'll want to bring us out on tour or something. That would be great.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Because he is one of my biggest influences, and in the first record, you could hear a lot of King's X influence for sure.
Well, yeah, and he does what you do,
Yeah,
playing bass and singing. That's just it's a perfect match. It's really cool.
yeah,
I saw that gig and I was like, wow, that's just gonna be something. Because King's
it's
X
that.
is, the cream of the crop. I mean, they're just
Yeah,
one in a million type band. So
yeah,
uh,
exactly.
yeah, really, really cool. I know you're busy with Zepparella.
Hmm.
Fred's busy with whatever Fred does, all that
Yeah.
stuff that Fred does. Um, and you got Caesar in Peru.
Mhm.
You mentioned North America dates.
Yeah.
Is
Well, we
there
have
a tour laid out a
um
little bit?
no, I think what we're gonna try to do this time around is just do maybe one or two shows a month here in LA, get some things going in Southern California because we didn't really focus too much on Southern California uh, before. We
Right.
just kind of went to all these other places. Um, and, if the time is right and the money's right, we'll go to other states.
Cool. Cool. I'd love to see you here in Chicago for sure.
We'd love to be there, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Deadgrooveband.com, all the socials, they are out there. Go check it out, order the record. It's a super package. So, Holly, it's always great to have you.
Thank you.
And my door always open to you. And yeah, put the tour together, come out. I'd love to see you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye, Scott.